First at 6, tragedy in Washington, D.C. 67 people are dead after a crash involving an Army helicopter and an American Airlines jet. Tonight, we're hearing from a former Blackhawk helicopter pilot. Emily Deanne spoke with him today. And Emily, right now, there's a lot of speculation as to what happened, but what did he tell you?
Katie, the former Army pilot told me both commercial and military pilots go through an immense amount of training and are forced to make split-second decisions in situations like this. The retired captain explained there is rigorous training and protocol military aviators go through in order to operate in a complex aerospace like the D.C. corridor. That's because of the VIP transports that travel to the White House, Pentagon, and other government facilities. He's flown that exact path, and the Pentagon has a heliport by DCA, which is not very far, so helicopters still have to get in and out of that area where commercial aircrafts make their descent. He believes the rules are going to be looked at as a result of this incident to try and mitigate further risk in the future. And former captain said, unfortunately, you can't plan for tragedies, but you can learn from them.
When I was in the military, we would often have periodically we would have training that would basically involve a recap of an accident, like a real world accident that happened, where you would hear they would have actors reenact the voice recordings and the black box data and things like that, and you'd go through a real world scenario where an accident had happened, and it would facilitate dialogue and a training opportunity for everyone to be able to learn from, and I think that's a really effective way to help mitigate, making the same mistakes twice.
He explained, while there are many differences in the agility of a Blackhawk versus a commercial jet, there are some similarities. For example, when operating in civilian airspace in the United States, military pilots have to follow the same rules as any other aircraft. That includes landing lights, identification lights, and communication with air traffic control and other aircraft, despite being a training operation. He says tragedies like these are not the norm, and he went on to say that aviation is one of the safest modes of transportation. The former pilot said safety is built into the amount of regulations, checks and balances put in place by the FAA, TSA, and the Aviation Safety Committee. But last week, President Trump fired the Coast Guard commandant, the TSA administrator, and the head of the FAA resigned the day of the inauguration. Working for you, Emily Deanne, News 4.